Okay, and now I'm recording as well. Okay, this is the first time that I have ever gone live on Facebook via Zoom. So please excuse the false start, the talking without my microphone on and all that kind of stuff. Yes, this is Mike, the microphone. Today, what I'm here to talk to you guys about are 3 tools that come up time and time again when I'm talking to people pleasers who are struggling with avoidance. And by avoidance, I mean avoiding difficult conversations because of the fear of, say, arguments. Yeah, because of the fear of arguments. I mean, it's so easy to avoid conversations just because of arguments. Yeah, because you see, the thing is with people pleasers, as I've said over and over again now, you guys want to be everything to everybody. Yeah. The mistake is that when you avoid the conflict, yeah, you're not avoiding overcommitment, overthinking, overwhelm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And what happens is you get kind of desperate, burnt out. There's so much resentment, especially for the people who you care about most. Yeah. So this week, I'm talking about avoidance in my posts and also on the radio show. So if someone who's watching me live, could you please, it says there's someone watching me live, could you please comment so that I can see that you see me, if you see what I mean? Yeah, because I'm looking at this and this is not you, and it's seriously, it's going around in circles. Right, I'm going to scroll up on that because otherwise I'm going to have my own sound coming at me. Right, go back to comments. Sorry, this is a really shabby presentation so far, she says, trying to be the people pleaser again. Yeah, this is a real struggle. This is a real struggle, not just for, for me and you, but for a lot of people on this planet, and we don't even know we're doing it. So let's talk about these tools. Right. The first tool is one that comes up over and over again on the radio show in particular. It's how do I have conversations, difficult conversations without conflict, because I avoid conflict. Yeah, I don't avoid conflict anymore. I actually think conflict is actually quite good fun sometimes, because sometimes when you're in those intense situations where you're actually really trying to be understood, or you're trying to understand the other person, that the conflict brings out the trueness. Yeah. But this technique is one that I share on the radio show, mainly for couples to talk to each other. And the way it goes is like this, right? When 2 people need to have a conversation, the first person speaks. Yeah, they say, I'm concerned about XYZ. I want to talk about it. The other person says, okay, what I hear you saying is you want to talk about XYZ and you want me to pay attention. This person says, yes, that's right. And only when there's been that exchange of speaking, understanding, and acknowledgement that the understanding is correct, do you move on with the conversation. Yes, it can slow things down. You know what? That's actually what it's meant to do. It's meant to slow you down so that you are actually listening in order to understand, rather than listening just to retaliate or react. Yeah, react is the word that I use most often. That was about to fall off the front of the printer. So I'll go through it again. So person A says, the thing you just said made me feel angry and ignored. This person says, okay, I hear that what you're saying is that the thing that I just said to you made you feel like I don't care about you. No, that's not right. It made me feel like I was being ignored. All right, ignored. I get it. You feel like you're being ignored. Then you move on. You don't move on until what's been said has been understood. Yeah. You can still take it in turns to talk. You can still, use a tool like, have a thing in your hand. And while you have that thing in your hand, it's your turn to express yourself and the other person's job to understand you, to hear you, to understand you, not to respond in any way, but just to hear you and understand you. And when the person who's done speaking has been understood, they can then hand that to you. And you, the person who's done all of that understanding, all of that listening, can then say, okay, I understand where you're coming from. This is what I've got to say about that. Yeah. And I'm not going to go through every single step in an argument, because every single argument is so different. But this technique slows you down to the point where you are listening in order to understand, not listening in order to react. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, okay, I've got it on my screen now. So I'll go back to Zoom, share my screen, and show you this little thing that I made a while ago. It's a little PDF, and it's like a bookmark. Yeah. And this bookmark is printable. I'm actually thinking about tagging it into the Emotional Health Handbook, but the thing with it is that it requires an explanation. When you print it out, you can laminate it, and then you can choose to respond, or you can just put it on your fridge. You don't have to, laminate it and have it in your pocket. So these are the 4 steps that you need to go through to choose to respond, rather than just allowing the reaction. Yeah. Choose to respond. The first one, pause and remind yourself, I am connected, I can choose. Yeah. You can choose to respond, not react. And by putting in that pause, you're giving yourself the opportunity to choose to respond and not to react. The next one is observe. Try to be objective while you're doing it. Yeah, do your best to be objective. Observe what's going on around you. This is, again, how you can, going back to that first technique, you can observe the other person. You can listen to them with a view to understand them. You can observe their body language to see whether they're, blocking you, whether they're saying, talking to you like this, or if they're, hugging themselves or turning away from you. All of these things are things that you can observe. And if you can do it in an objective way, rather than taking it all far too personally, as we do often, yeah. And you can't just do this. This takes practice. Yeah? So you pause to make the choice. You observe what's going on so that you're not just allowing it all to happen to you. You're actually pausing and observing it. And then focus on your breath. By doing this, you're bringing your awareness back to yourself rather than flying off in whatever direction the argument or discussion is whisking you off in. And when you do react, because you will, you're human, forgive yourself. So those keywords for you are pause, observe, breathe, and forgive. We're going to stop that share and come back to you here. So far, we've learned how to respond in a conversation. how to take yourself from a reactionary state to a responding state in your daily life. And the last thing I'm going to show you is actually a tool to become more aware of what your needs are. Yeah, what you actually need. And to do that, I am going to share, some slides. Where are they? Oh, right, they're not there. Hang on. Where are they? They are. Oh, I saw them then, and then they disappeared. Hang on. I think what I've done is I've put them in another. Yeah, I've put them there. Right. So if I bring them up so that they're visible, I should now be able to go up to Zoom and share screen. And here they are. And share that. Super. Here we go. This is part of, full honest disclosure, as I always do. This is part of a module that I teach in the 3P system. And when you look over onto this side, is it going to show me? Show me what I'm sharing. Yes, it is sharing the right thing. When you look over onto this side, you can see that some of these slides, for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through with you now, because this is just a quick bit of training. And I want you to know what these core human needs are and allow you to go off and do your own research. Yeah. Core human needs are the needs of your personality, your body, who's the person who sits visible in front of you, and of your spirit. Now, by spirit, you could read the word soul, higher self, whatever works for you. Yeah. But these are two parts of you. These needs are not just what we want. Yeah. And I'm going to read this. They are profound drivers for our behaviors, decisions, actions, and thoughts. Thus, they form the basis of every choice we make. And the two first, tools that I gave you today was that, choosing to listen in order to respond, and choosing to respond rather than react. Yeah. So these are the choices that we're talking about. And by exploring strategies that we use to get these needs met, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and make changes with informed choice. Now, that's the bit that we're not going to have time to do today. Exploring the strategies that we use at the moment. Yeah, these are the coping strategies. These are the things that we do to get our needs met. The needs that I'm talking about are these: certainty, yeah, things that you can be sure of; variety, yeah, variety of life; significance, that's being valued, or by putting a valued contribution to the planet, kind of thing. Yeah, all of those sort of thoughts. Love and connection is the more realistic, more obvious connection between two people, or between you and a family, or between you and your work team. Okay? So these are the personality needs, which include what's needed by the body. Now, before we go on to spiritual needs, I'm just going to say that when it comes to certainty, your body expects and needs to be fed. Yeah. When it's hungry, it's going to behave in a different way. If you ate the same food every day, your body's going to become ill because you're not getting the variety of foods that you need. When your body doesn't feel loved, connected, or significant, that's been proven now. I mean, it wasn't, but we've got proof of it now, that those bodily needs, when they are lacking, opens the door for chronic disease. The spiritual needs are growth and contribution. By growth, it means that our spirit level, yeah, whatever level you want to call it, like I said, higher self, soul, our or my meanness, my meanness seeks growth. It doesn't want to be sat stagnant all day doing the same job every day. That's why we get bored. Our spirit needs growth, learning, and it also needs to make a contribution. And it's this spiritual need of making a contribution that is contributed to as well by our personality need of being significant. So now you know what these needs are. Let's go down and look at this. Let's have a think. Why is it important to understand our needs? And while you're thinking about that, I'm just going to check. Yeah, there's no comments yet. That's cool. No comments yet. Any questions? No. Why might this be important? Well, it might be important because if you don't know what your needs are and you're not meeting your needs, then strange and bizarre coping mechanisms come into your life to get these needs met. They are so hardwired into the way our bodies work, into the way our brains work, that our brains and our minds and our bodies will take over to get these needs met. And I'd like you to look at these two lists. These lists are 6 ways each in which you may be meeting your needs in a constructive or resourceful way compared to a destructive or empty way. Actually, let's look at the destructive ways first. Talking negatively about yourself and others. Do you do that? Keep up. Do you do that? Gossiping. Do you do that? Do you seek out gossip? Do you kind of spy over the fence at your neighbours, or do you go trolling through Facebook to try and find some nice bit of goss to share with somebody? Do you do that? Do you stay in the pity party that is your life? Do you like to stay there? Do you stay in that place of being the martyr, being the hard done by person, either in the work environment or the home environment? Do you rebel? Do you rebel just to stand out? Not because you think, the rebellion is a good thing to do, but do you do it? And I'm not talking about do you rebel in terms of going on, what do they call them? Marches and things, Put it this way, if you're a heterosexual person, do you join in with Pride Month because you want to be proud of the people in your life who are not heterosexual, or do you do it to stand out amongst your friends? Honestly. Do you pick at the emotional wounds in your life to keep them fresh? I'm going to give you an example of this. And I'm only choosing this example because it's something that happened to me. My husband died suddenly without any illness. At the age of 43, his heart stopped. Now, I can be the grieving widow all day, every day, but I choose not to be. It's been 11 years now. I'm no longer picking at that emotional wound because that wound is mine. I have grown around it. It's now protected by everything that is the complete me. And I can only call myself the complete me because of all of the work that I've done. And this is why I put together the 3 Ps system, because I thought there's all these people pleasers out there who are going to take 10 years to figure it out. But I've already done that hard work for you. I've already got it so that you can join a program, you can do the work in the order that you need it, with the support that you need. And I know it's the support you need, because after a year of running various different ways of running this program, this is the model that works. So let's get back to this. How are you meeting your 6 core needs? Let's look at the constructive and resourceful way. In order to feel significant, for instance, are you doing charity work? Yeah. Or are you just smiling at somebody in a supermarket queue? Yeah. Both of those are constructive, resourceful ways of being significant and of feeling significant. Yeah. It's in that sharing bit further down. Yeah. The sharing your joy, sharing your smile. Are you doing any self-improvement? Are you putting any effort into yourself? This is where the self-care comes in. Are you working towards a goal? Do you have a place that you want to be? You know, whether it be a spiritual place or an emotional place or even a physical place where you want to be. Are you taking steps towards that goal every single day? Or 5 times a week, 3 times a week, once a week? Or are you just staying in the pity party and not doing anything about it? What do you create? You know, this could be so many different things. Creating is not just about, you know, like doing painting or writing poetry. It's about creating an environment around you that you and other people enjoy. Sharing. Are you sharing that smile? Or are you keeping it secret? Are you being respectful to yourself, to others? One of the biggest examples of respect that I teach in the 3P system is that saying no to someone else is the same as saying yes, but you're saying yes to yourself. So you won't ever become the person who always says no, yeah? Because you're going to be saying yes to yourself. This lovely little diagram here, I love this diagram. This is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This was put together, I believe, possibly in the 60s or early 70s by Abraham Maslow. It may even have been before that. If you want to look at a more sort of modern take on it, then do a search for Tony Robbins' Human Needs. I think I've got a link further down. No, I haven't. This is the last slide. He's kind of taken these and brought them into the more modern age. But do you remember when we were looking back at the, where are they? The simple list. Here's the simple list. Yeah. Certainty, variety, significance, love, growth, contribution. Right. The growth and contribution parts are these ones at the top. Yeah. Because Abraham's hierarchy of needs is on 5 levels, but it's this section here that is the spiritual bit, the self-actualization, the growth. Yeah. So starting at the bottom here, the growth and the contribution show up at the top of this list. Morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of facts. But the basic, like what your body needs, you need to breathe, you need food, water, sex, sleep. Homeostasis, that's the consistency. Yeah. Safety, love, belonging, esteem, you know, valuing yourself. Yeah. The self-esteem, confidence, achievements, respect for others, and respect by others. So that's me for today. I'm off to attend a lovely, I say lovely, I'm off to attend a workshop now. As a trauma-informed somatic coach, it is my responsibility to remain continually and consciously educating myself about trauma. And I'm off to attend a trauma webinar, which is being run by some people who I've never worked with them before. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. And oh, crikey. Yeah. Sorry, I had one like during that. That was Maria. So I'm just going to say a hi to Maria. Oh, and Maria says, thank you, Tanya. I'm saying thank you to you too. I'm going to close that again because it's so weird seeing my face like 5 seconds ago. So anyway, I'm off to a trauma webinar. Please do reach out and ask me any questions you've got. And even if you haven't got any questions, maybe suggest something that you'd like me to talk about on a future live at 5 on Thursday. Bye for now, everybody. Bye for now.